When Katie Couric tried nudging John Fetterman into taking a swipe at Charlie Kirk, Fetterman flipped the script and backed free speech instead. Let's get it.
I think that flags should have been flown at half staff. Do you think his body should have been flown on Air Force Two? Do you think he should have posthumously be given the Presidential Medal of Freedom? I think some people felt that that was perhaps over the top in terms of mourning someone like Charlie Kirk. How did you feel about that?
I'd say that was his choice and his prerogative, and that was really entirely up to him.
Did you have any issues now in hindsight over some of the things that Charlie Kirk said and some of the rhetoric he used during his life?
I didn't agree with much of it. I didn't closely follow his specific kinds of views, but I did.
I'm sure you learned about them after his death, though.
No, I haven't done a deep dive on it. We've all seen that terrible video. Perhaps if you've seen the actual video, I have. And it's like appalling. And that's part of the political violence. And from what I'm saying, it's like that's unacceptable. And engaging in a debate and views I strongly disagree on, that's part of the American democracy. And for me, it's that would never justify what's happened. And I just chose not to take the opportunity to argue his views after children lost his father in the most violent public way. I mean, so that's, I would say the equivalent on the left might be, say, Mr. Piker. I strongly disagree with his views, but I'm appalled if something like that happened to him. Oh my God. I mean, that's, like we have to disagree in better ways where, you're going to solve it by shooting people. And that's why the kinds of rhetoric, we have to turn the temperature down. Extreme rhetoric makes it easier for extreme reactions or to justify them.
I think some people might say Charlie Kirk's rhetoric was extreme. I think that's the conversation that happened. People condemned political violence, but they also felt a great deal of discomfort.
All right, guys, you watch your own air Nick Java podcast. Please like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and you'll be notified of all my upcoming video releases. All right, guys, one thing that kind of is annoying to me whenever you see interviewers actually do this, you'll have the interviewee being asked questions by the interviewer per se. And in this situation, Katie Couric is interviewing John Fetterman, and she is trying to lead him into saying what she actually wants him to say. She wants him to somehow disavow, the Charlie Kirk rhetoric that she views as hateful and shameful. I just ask him questions, but don't try to lead people into answers that you want them to say. This gets annoying for me watching this. If you're going to interview someone like Katie Couric does, and she's a professional, leading someone into an answer that she wants them to say is vile, man. It's vile and it's ridiculous. Real quick, if you like what we're doing here, please subscribe to this channel and ring that notification bell. That way you'll get notified the second any new podcasts, videos, or clips are uploaded. YouTube doesn't always push everything out, so turning on notifications, make sure you stay in the loop.
Feel of discomfort with his language, suggesting that these kinds of words lead to violence. I don't know. I'm just kind of sharing my observations as I saw the conversations unfold.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think we agree that we probably didn't agree with much of what he said, and I think I'm sure we both agree that you shouldn't shoot people, and you shouldn't execute them in public. And I think that's two things must be true. That free speech, I'm an absolute free speech guy, and you have the right to say these things, and you definitely also have the right not to get shot by sharing your views.
Beautiful, man. Beautifully put by John Fetterman. When he first came out, I had him completely pegged wrong. I really enjoy watching some of his takes when it comes to, he's really a middle of the road Democrat, which we'll maybe consider a 90s one. He's actually a Democrat that actually still, has a wrinkled brain. His brain is definitely wrinkled. There's a lot of smooth brains on the progressive left side. All right, guys, we got a clip coming up next from Kayleigh McEnany, and she's going to actually respond to what she thought about the John Fetterman, Katie Couric actual interview. Guys, let me know in the comments. Do you agree with me or not? Was Katie Couric actually trying to lead John Fetterman down a road to where he would, agree with her that Charlie Kirk actually spread hateful rhetoric? Let me know in the comments.
Of Saturday in America, Kayleigh McEnany joining me now. Kayleigh, I thought it was interesting for two reasons. One, I didn't know Katie Couric had resurfaced on a sort of obscure YouTube channel. Yeah. But the other was that she really just wasn't listening to Fetterman and the point Fetterman was trying to make. He wouldn't go there, but she wasn't listening to him.
How disgusting. This is the former head of CBS Evening News, right? The person who's supposed to be impartial. What a disgusting line of questioning. She starts with, I think some people might say Charlie was hateful. I think some people might say it is absolutely gross for you to try to press a condemnation of a father of two, a great man whose entire life purpose was spreading the gospel message. It's disgusting. She's severely out of touch. And Fetterman, it's funny to see him rejected by so many Democrats pushed like this. That is a man who refuses to hate. And that is commendable. Every time you watch him on air, he refuses to hate. He refuses to engage in violent rhetoric.
I agree.
We need to lift up voices like Fetterman, and voices like Katie Couric will go into oblivion.
It wasn't just Charlie Kirk, by the way. Katie Couric also tried to get him to denounce President Trump. Watch this.
Do you think that Donald Trump is not conducting himself or not pushing policies, though, that you would consider to be anti-democratic?
Do you believe we live in an autocracy? And I don't. And I think we can both agree that we don't agree with the vast majority of those things that's happened here right now. We happen to have a different view of these things. It's like, I don't call people fascists or Nazis or compare people to Hitler. And I think that's part of why we lost our election last year.
Maybe that's advice Katie Couric should take.
Yeah, this comes a week after Katie Couric said that she was ripping off her veil of impartiality. She was never impartial. She's the one who said that Trump supporters should be reprogrammed, echoing exactly the rhetoric of Hillary Clinton. She's never been impartial. I think that's pretty evident.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Yeah, guys. I mean, Katie Couric definitely is not an impartial interviewer. The whole idea and the concept here is you can see the hatred she has for people on the right, and really anybody that says anything against progressive politics that are on the left. It's just so obvious. I don't know why these people like Katie Couric actually come out and try to act like there's some kind of middle of the road, non-partial people. It's ridiculous, to be completely honest with you. You guys share Nick Driver on social media. Please like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and you'll be notified of all my upcoming video releases. You guys be safe. Take care. One love. What's up, guys? If you guys have hung around this long, please consider becoming a member of the Nick Driver channel here on YouTube. It's only $1.99 a month. All members have direct access to my email to send me videos that I actually can check out and put out on the members only section. You guys do not have to do that. I appreciate you guys just hanging out with me every day and commenting. But if you feel like it's something you can do, I also have t-shirts for sale underneath these videos. Every dollar helps me keep the lights on here and keep this channel moving forward. Hope you guys have a blessed day.